Hi Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. The first card that we have out is Page of Wands. This Page of Wands is feeling like a feeling of you being free to do something that you want to do, and it can even feel like clarity that's connected with a sense of direction. I'm seeing Page of Wands moving towards the Ace of Swords, which feels like the path has cleared mentally for you. It can be cleared intuitively for you as well. You know that you're where you're supposed to be. I feel this as being confirmation that you're where you are supposed to be and that you are very much on track here. I feel too like you are moving in the direction of greater clarity as well. It feels like there are important things that you're clear on currently, and you are also moving in the direction of further clarity. Further clarity, yeah. This can be also some hard work that has to be put in here as well. But it feels very much worth it to you. You know what you're using your energy for at this point. I'm seeing work that you're continuing to put in. I'm seeing learning that you're doing. I'm seeing there be information that you're gathering. So this feels like in part it's physical what you have going on. It's also part mental what you have going on here. And there's a lot of learning as you go. Is he even you in a very pragmatic way? Like, you're doing things, you're learning from what it is that you're doing, you're figuring things out. I feel like you're answering your own questions here as well. Okay. We also have Hermit, which makes sense to me. This can be stuff that you're privately looking into. For some of you too, you may be more discreet about what you have going on currently. With this Page of Wands, this is about a path that you are currently walking. Okay. You have clarity whether or not something's right for you. And this can even mean clarity in what you've been looking for too. Not coming into focus here. I'm seeing 5-5. Okay. All this to get to a place of stillness. I'm seeing Hermit, I'm seeing 8 of Cups, so this is really spending time paying attention to what you feel like is calling you. Also, what is completed. Hermit, 8 of Cups, 3 of Wands. This feels to me like there can be something that you're not ready to do yet, but you're going to do later down the line. A move that you're going to be making. And for some of you, there can be an exit that's involved in this too, but I'm seeing it's not time to be doing that, and you can keep that to yourself until that point in time. For some of you, this can be a work situation. You can know, like, I'm not happy here. You can be on the low looking at things, looking around, looking at different jobs. It doesn't have to be only with jobs, but as for the King of Pentacles, this is going to be you doing something out in the world, okay, in some sense, where there's like a reputation, there's a role that you play there within it. There's something that you've had going on that you can feel like time is up with that. It's a feeling that you have. That much is clear now at this point. It's not anything you need to figure out anymore. You know this. So That being said, you can be scouting, you can be sort of on the lookout here, being like, okay, well, if I've made up my mind about this and I feel very clear on that now, what am I looking for? For some of you, you may have actually found what this is already. I kind of get the feeling of that actually. So I feel like you found what the next like leap is that you're going to be making. Like you've been going down this road and you're going to be changing lanes here. You're going to be switching lanes here. I feel like first you had to decide whether or not you wanted to stay in that lane. You know that you don't want to anymore. It's not immediate though. I'm seeing this is going to be later down the line. You know this now, but you're not taking action on it now. You're going to take action on it later. So that was the first thing that needed to be figured out. Then after that, this is like, what lane am I going to? If I'm here and I'm going to be switching lanes and that much is clear, am I going to go to this lane? Am I going to go to that lane? Am I going to go off that off ramp over there and go down that path? Something here needed to be figured out. I feel like you have found this. So now it feels like the whole plan actually is laid out, but it's not time to do it yet. You're going to be doing this. It's not time to be doing this yet. So you know what's going to be going on. I feel too like you may be keeping this to yourself. This may not be something that you're going to be broadcasting until it's time for you to actually take action with this, to initiate this. This has been a long time coming. I feel like it's taken a lot to get here too. You're like, I put in countless hours of reflecting and research and trying to figure this out and tuning in so that this could be made clear. And now I'm seeing that be here, that things are really making sense for you now at this point. So you can feel a sense of relief because even though you're not acting on this now, I feel that there is this sense of relief that like you figured out the plan at this point. So even though it's not time to initiate it, there's this comfort in like, I got the game plan now. And I feel good about that. I feel a sense of security because of that, because I don't have anything to figure out anymore. It's just a waiting game. So there can be something particular about the timing with this now. I do get the sense that this is not going to be broadcasted like until it has to be. So this isn't one of those times where it's like you're talking about what you're going to be doing later down the line and it's not time yet. I'm not seeing the process be like that. It feels like this is much more private, the way that you're moving. You may not want to hold this in entirely. Maybe there's somebody close to you you're going to be chatting with about this. Details. Okay, so before I was saying that it does feel like you know which lane you're going to be going into, I feel like the part of you that may feel a little bit restless about not taking action right now immediately, you have clarity on where you're going. You have clarity on what's going to be happening because it's not physically time to be doing this yet, because something else is going on first. I feel like the part of you that is mental knows this and is kind of like, I'm ready to do it now, but for some reason, physically, it's not time for this to be happening. You have to work with this part of yourself. Otherwise, I feel like there's going to be some pent-up, built-up air energy, which can be something that impacts your throat chakra. It can be something that creates congestion of some sort, or like sore throat even for some of you, or you can have some like weird wavering stuff going on with like mental health as well. So you need to find a way to activate this energy so you don't become restless by holding it in. You need to find a way to channel this, because it feels like it's like when you know something and there's that anxiety of like, it's not time yet, but it's kind of building up within you. You have to find a way to channel this energy in the meantime. It would be a good thing for you to do this. You don't have to, but it feels like it will make the process a bit uncomfortable. So you need to find a way to express this somehow. This can be maybe you're going to journal about it, or maybe talk to somebody that that you trust to communicate about this with, or like make some type of art. It feels like there's a way that, like, meditate through it, breathe through it. There's something that is recommended that you do here that will help you in the meantime with this. Because it feels even like the idea of this is being balanced with everything else that you have going on. I'm hearing understudy. I feel strongly like this is something that you are keeping on a need to know basis by choice. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying I'm seeing it be the suggestion or anything like that. It just feels like you may feel intuitively like that's the way for you to go. It's like you know it, and once you know it, things become clear, and I almost feel like it sort of goes in the back of your mind until you need it. So it's like that Rubik's Cube that you've solved, and then you can just like leave it there until you need to present that, until it's activated. It's like the puzzle is solved, but it's not time to like activate the initiation yet. So you just have to like put it on the back burner for now, continue with things, and then when you're asked to present it, you just pull it forward, and then it's going to be there. And there's a part of you that's like, in the meantime, you may start questioning that, just because there's a space of time that I'm seeing here. So if you were to act on it now, I feel like you'd be like somewhat confident, but because it's not time, there may be something weird that happens. As I said before, I feel like you may get in your head about this a little bit. You have to find a way to maintain this frequency, to maintain the channel, to maintain the energy, even though it's not time to initiate this yet. Because what I'm seeing can happen is that you can start to feel weird about this, or unsure, like, did I really figure that out? Do I need to go back, revisit? And it's like, you don't need to do any of that. You figured it out already. But there can be some anxiety built up. You need to find a way to channel this. Or it's suggested. I feel like this is a huge win for you that you figured this out, and I feel like it took an immense amount of energy in order for you to put these pieces together and make sense of this. I definitely get some moving in silence that's being done here. As I said before, I'm not saying that this is like, don't tell anybody. I'm not like trying to instill any sort of paranoia within you. You can tell people about this if you want to, but having Hermit there can be like, you can feel intuitively like you want to keep this to yourself. That can be the feeling that you get from this. Maybe this is something that you feel is more of a private matter, and that it's unnecessary for you to be doing that. You want to be parsimonious here. So you only say what you need to be saying about this. Need to know. And so you have this going on. It's going to go on in the back. It's going to go on the back burner while you have the rest of your stuff that you're moving around with. Because I'm seeing some other things that you have going on here too. So now, known to you, you know what's going to be happening up ahead. Very clear. I also feel too like the way that this was brought to your attention may be somewhat private, how this came about for you as well. And I do get this sense of, because it's not time yet, it's like you're given the information beforehand. I feel too like this is a prime example of why we don't usually get information until we need it. For some reason, you're meant to have the information now, even though you're not using it now. Like, even though you're not taking action on it now physically, even though you're not initiating with it, for some reason you're meant to have the information out, or you got it now. So I'm seeing that be part of things as well. For those of you that this applies, and I don't know why I feel the need to clarify this, for those of you that this applies, you'll know what I'm talking about here. I feel like for those of you that like don't really know, it just may not be time for you to know about this, or it may not be, this may not be one of the readings that resonates. Because I feel like if you know what this is, you'll feel confident about this. You recently gotten some major clarity about something that's going to be happening up ahead. And yeah, so there's something about a path that's up ahead that you've gotten major clarity on. It's not time to do this yet. You're going to continue with what you have going on now, knowing what's going to be happening up ahead. And I'm seeing that a transition is going to be made. You're going to be, there's a lane switch that's going to be happening that's connected with this. And I feel there being an excitement about getting to do this, because I feel like it's also going to allow you to connect with more of what you're looking to connect with. And this can, I'm hearing empire, I'm hearing state, I'm hearing estate. You are going to, I'm getting something about a jump as well. There's something here where there's something about what you're going to be doing, that being important, and it also being successful. The way that you initiate this is going to be happening up ahead. It's not time yet for this to happen. I'm seeing that there's something about you maintaining balance, keeping balance, and I'm also seeing that the efforts that you've been putting in and will continue to put in, that things are going to go very well. It feels even seamlessly. Because you've gotten the main core, the main chunk of what you needed to know, it looks to me like there is going to be something where there will be more information that you add on to this. It's like you have the main hub of what that is that you need. You're going to be getting more information. This is going to create an even bigger picture for you. But it just feels like you got the main chunk, and it's like when you have that, you just put the rest of the pieces there, and then everything is laid out. This is a very solid direction. And so it feels like right now there can be some like researching, there can be some finding things out that you're doing, there can be steps that you're taking to build and gather intelligence here on this. And I feel too like you want to be mindful of the way that you move through this as well. I just feel something about discretion a bit. Some of you, this feels kind of surprising, but I feel like it's simultaneously not that surprising, but it can feel a little bit like a shock of some sort. Maybe just for a moment. It reminds me of the flash of a camera, how it like momentarily blinds you and then it's like your vision returns to normal. Anything else? You don't need to worry about what you're currently doing. I feel like you can get a little bit in your head about that. I'm not seeing anything you need to concern yourself with. I'm seeing too that in the meantime, it feels like there's a looking around, but I feel like it's relevant to what you have going on here, meaning there's something that you've been putting together here. You have a main chunk of it to the point where you can like make out a good portion of what's going on here. There's something about you continuing to gather more information. So that's what I'm seeing be going on here. I'm hearing hearts, looking at the Six of Wands. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.